Hi, thank you, Lily. All right, so on your quarter sheet, you should be writing your predictions. You should be writing your prediction, and this is an initial theory on your part. What do you think is the motive for this murder? Why do you think? I want you to write your prediction. Well, you say you know who does it, and we can all assume, because we're learning about Dick and Perry in our book, that they did it. But remember that Agent Simmons said not only do you have to find the who, the most important and the most difficult usually is the what? The why. So a prediction doesn't just say Dick and Perry did it, or the guy who ran into the or flew into the orchard did it. But why? Why did they do it? What do we know? What are your clues? What do you as investigators really think is the reason for this murder? Because we know it was an awful murder. Okay, I'll give you one more minute. Write your prediction. You're going to hand those in. We're going to share those actually tomorrow.
Oh,
Write your name on it. And then we're going to get right into our investigative groups, our investigative teams. Okay, Chase, would you do me a favor? And, okay, I'm going to split you up. We're going to categorize ourselves as investigators. If we're going to do North Pole, Equator, South Pole. North Pole, if you as an investigator are like, I am lead because I know exactly what is going on here. I know all the details. I can give you every detail. If that's you, I want you on the North Pole over here. So if you are like, I'm confident in tons of the details, go to the North Pole. Everybody stand up. Where's the South Pole? We need some special agents in charge. So if you're confident that you have a lot of the details, and I know there are some because on our CSI log, many of you have gotten some really great details that you've added. Okay, nobody feels confident? Okay, those of you who are like, yeah, I know what's going on, are in the Equator. So everybody stand up. Not everybody can be. You have given some really good clues that you have discovered on your CSI logs. Okay, everybody stand up. I'm trying to stand up. I slept like. I woke up and really. Okay, we need some North Pole people. If you're like, I probably know more than some people in here about the details. I need you on the North Pole. And yeah, put your predictions right up here. Yeah. Okay, we're getting up and moving. Okay, if you're like, yep, I know quite a bit about the investigation. I've got lots of details in my head. You're in the equator. If you are clueless, you don't know what's going on, and you're going to be a grudge investigator, and you go on the South Pole.
Oh, it's sick.
I need everybody up. Why aren't everybody? We're not in North Pole, South Pole, equator. Okay, who are you guys? Equator's right here. Okay, so we've just got equator and South Pole. All right, let's see. I'm going to go, let's see. Tatum, you're going to be a special agent in charge. Let's see. I think I will go Hannah, special agent in charge, and Nathan, special agent in charge.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have 3 teams.
I'm a blind special agent.
I noticed you didn't have your glasses on. Did they get broken?
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
My girlfriend.
Oh, what?
I smashed my face.
Okay, moving on. Okay. Special agents, you get to pick 3 from the equator, each of you, and I think 2 from the South Pole. You get to pick 3 investigators to be, each of you get to pick. Nathan, you get to pick 3. Tatum.
So we get 9. The 9 all together.
I didn't know who's
You're
here.
each on 3 different teams.
I want
I don't know who's here, so this is bad.
Lily. And from the equator, do you want to do
3 from the equator. Yep.
Then Alex.
And then 2 from the South Pole.
Oh boy. Him
2 from the South Pole.
and Chuck. Chuck.
And one of you needs to pick 3 from the South Pole.
Sydney.
3 from the South Pole. We have 1 team, so all then you can go over as well.
Do we need to be in our little group?
Yes.
All right, let's get in our little group.
Nathan's.
Okay, Nathan's group comes over here by Seth.
Where's Chuck? Come here, Chuck. And Lily.
Okay, Tatum's group can sit where Chase is right now. And then,
I'm sorry.
yes, Hannah's group can sit right here. Okay, now,
What are we doing?
what we are doing, good question. This time for directions, guys. Go ahead and sit down. Sit
Can
down.
I grab my items? What do we need?
You need to sit down, and then I'm gonna give you directions.
Like I was gonna grab this stuff.
Just right in.
There's a lot of stuff.
We're here now.
Like, what do we get for you? There we go.
Everybody needs to sit down in your group, in your investigative team. Where you going?
Yeah.
Oh. What? We should have had 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who's your? You should have 5. You should have 5 in your group, in addition to you. Did you pick? So actually, you 3 are gonna join that group. I think that was. Okay, let's stop for directions.
Well, you see, there's these 2 guys, and the thing happened. The dog did.
I wondered who killed him.
Shh. Are they ready? Wow. We were talking. I know, but we're supposed to be waiting for instructions. Okay, in your investigative teams, you will be completing the homicide report. You just discovered this multiple murder. Now, it is your responsibility to create the homicide report. And all throughout your life, you may, after high school, never have to write an essay. You might never have to create another prose writing explanation for some reason. You might never have to do that, I don't know. What you will for sure have to write for the rest of your life is forms. You will have to complete forms for the rest of your life until the day you die or the day you say, son, daughter, will you please fill that out for me because I can't make heads or tails of it. Okay, so get used to being able to navigate a form. Homicide report is complicated. It's not complicated, but it is. It's got a lot of information that you have to categorize, that you have to think ahead and make sure that you include. Okay, and one thing that Special Agent Simmons said, oh gosh, I forgot to tell them this. The importance of writing, how important it is to get every single detail, because if we forget a detail, we've screwed ourselves over, and we've definitely screwed over the victim and their family. And they have to testify. These products, these writing products, these homicide reports will all be used in court. So everyone sees them. Not only do they have to be right, but your reputation is resting on the accuracy of this and your detail. So as a group, you're going to fill out certain parts of these, then you're going to get up and move to a different section, a different group, and fill out a different section. And then there's one section that you'll fill out on your own. So let me go through, actually I'm going to hand these out first. We're going to go through what's included on the homicide report. And then you're going to start in on filling it out. Is it a little complicated? And I have actually filled out part of it for you.
How are you gonna say it?
We tried.
Okay, so as you are looking at the first page, the crime incident report. Crime, we have case number. You can put, we have English 3. Go ahead and put period 3 there. The code section and description, it was a multiple homicide. Additional offenses listed in narrative. Yes, there are additional things that are listed in the narratives. And what is a narrative? What is a narrative? When you write a narrative or tell a narrative, you are kind of what with the point of view? You're telling what from your point of view? Story, right. You're telling a story of what happened. So there will be narratives to this. The time, you will have to determine what time you're going to put in there. Day of the week, Sunday. Month, day, year, 11/15/1959. And this, oh, it should say 1 of 5 pages, not 1 of 4 pages. Oh, it does say, okay. Location, rural route, Holcomb, Finney County. And then I have the victim information for you. We have 4 victims, and you'll see these run this way, the columns, or excuse me, the rows of information. And then you have columns that you have to fill out. So for row 3, it's victim 1. And we have Herbert Clutter, same address, he's a male. I have his birth date, his race. Was he injured? Yes. Status and victim suspect relationship. And remember, you as investigators are thinking November 16th, 1959. That's when you are writing this, November 16th, 1959. Do you as investigators know anything about Dick or Perry? What's that?
It says Nancy was single, but she was dating probably.
Okay, but she's not married. Yeah. Do you as investigators in November 1959 know anything about Dick or Perry?
No.
No. So you aren't going to put anything about Dick or Perry here that you know. Okay, so we have Bonnie Clutter, Nancy Clutter, Kenyon Clutter, and then MO information. What does MO stand for? Kind of. Mode of operation, basically. Mode of operating. So mode, how did it happen? what happens? So you see witnesses, you have place of attack, how did it happen, what did the crime scene look like? The next page is still mode of operation, put it away please. Then the next one, property. On the bottom of page 2, you have property. And then on page 3, you have administration. You filling these out are all going to fill them out as though you are Sheriff Robinson. And remember, he went in with the teacher in the into the house and discovered all of the bodies after Nancy and Susan. So you actually have the teacher telling his narrative along with Sheriff Robinson being there. So now you can tell that narrative from Sheriff Robinson's point of view. Okay, suspects. You guys will have to discover or talk about and decide who is the suspect right now, or suspects. You can fill that in. Evidence. What evidence do we have? You can definitely use the information that we have on the board. You can also, if one of you in your group wants to go to the collective responses, our CSI logs, you may do that. The link there is on today's lesson plan. And that's got lots of good information from you guys, you and your CSI logs. And then comes narratives. Crime description. The crime is a multiple murder, so you're going to describe what the crime was. And then comes narrative from the victims. Do we have any victims that can tell their story? No, they are all deceased. No victims survived. And then officer statement. This is you as Sheriff Robinson, and this you'll do by yourself after you've done your investigative teamwork on the rest of the homicide report. And then evidence narrative. You're going to tell the story of what evidence you found, what you did with it, why it was evidence. Did you dust it for prints? Did you take photographs of certain things? Your witness statements. Now, we don't have anybody who witnessed the actual murders, but we do have witness checks, people who have told us what they saw before and after. So that's what you're going to include there. And then the narrative about the injuries or property damages. What property was damaged or stolen, or how did the crime scene look when it was done? Okay, so this group here is going to be number 1. And everyone needs to pay attention because you're going to get over here in about 8 to 10 minutes. Group number 1 is going to complete the MO, so the front, bottom part here. I'm going to leave this with you. And the crime scene narrative. And then I've got pictures for you. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. 710. Okay, yes. 17. Okay, so group number 1 is first going to do the MO, fill out, be looking, do we know anything about locks? Do we know anything about security? Do we know anything about doors that were locked, unlocked, opened, unopened? Okay, and then you'll do the crime scene narrative, which is down here, okay? And you've got pictures to help you, crime scene photos that you need to analyze in order to come up with your homicide report. So I'm going to give our special agent in charge this, so you know what you're doing there. Everyone should have their pages 58 through 66 open, so you can reread and dig into that crime scene as well. Number 2, you are completing the property and evidence sections, property and evidence, and then the narratives for evidence and then property. You guys are number 2. So Special Agent E, you have some crime scene photos of evidence that you can help them with. And number 3, Team 3 is filling out suspects victims and victim narratives. So you'll definitely want the information you have here, your collected responses, and your test. The suspects. Who's the only suspect we have so far? You have one suspect. Okay, and the victim and witness statement narratives. Okay, so we've got. So we're gonna do 8 minutes at each. 8 minutes at each team spot. What part do we fill out for the pictures? The pictures are, you're just using those in order to fill out, what does it say on the top of the front? Number 2.
Property and evidence.
Okay.
So this one.
Pages 58 through 66 is going to be your best evidence.
What page was the lie detector test thing on? Because it's kind of like. What page was the thing on?
I'm gonna put none. Was any. Description surrounding area. Wouldn't it be open space? Surrounding area. Use glass and should be open space.
All of those things are going to use.
They die.
There is where we had
There's only one person making
So, the first thing she didn't want was the arrest.
Okay, we were
Yeah, you will, each one of you will be handing in a homicide report, even though generally there aren't, 30-some homicide reports on one investigation. But on the he also he mentioned their address was rural address. They never gave. And he said that he lived that and he was very miles away. So his everything was the same. They didn't have to tell us. We don't, and we are never given. There was blood. I don't know how.
There was no scanning.
And we don't have anything to find. It's written. And do we know anything?
Place of his.
Okay, so there's some, and I'm gonna tell you, there are some parts of this form that you won't have information for, like on Bobby Rupp, we were just talking. We don't have a lot of physical characteristics. We don't have his date of birth. We don't have a number of things on him, so we only can put what we for sure know. Okay, and that's, is there, there's room for targets. To put unknown, that's great. And it, there it might be, it was like dark, it's like it's okay, so so next, once you get the narratives,
And you can tell if you want.
the witness statement, that's where obviously.
Yeah.
And there's
Okay, good topic. Find out.
First snatch. So start with If you end up running out of room in your narrative, what you can do is get another piece of paper, or you can open up a Google Doc and complete your narrative as well that way. How are you? On the narrative part. Okay, let's see here. You just want to move to the next one. Very short. Okay, so you got the crime description done? Okay, yes, all right. Teams get up, move counterclockwise. So ones go over here, Twos go over here, threes go over here.
So we leave the packet at the table and we
Get
get
up.
back with it.
Get your brain moving.
Leave the packet.
Leave the packet, yes, thank you. Yep, leave the packet.
What if we did 50?
Leave, the regular, the
I feel
instruction.
like I would have more time to fill this report out.
Leave your pocket, buddy.
Good point.
That's all I
As
gotta say.
Nathan pointed out, in your life, you would have as much time as you needed to clean this up. But I want your discussion, your collaboration as team investigators.
Take the time to find it. Because I'm-
Sorry. Okay.
Were we supposed to take those?
You take the instruction packets. Come on. All right, so we don't have to.
Tim, sit down, right, sit down.
Oh, you're.
I'm not gonna see that seriously. So we have to
Oh.
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry.
I fall like 4 feet.
Crying.
Because as a
Huh?
The demo info. Nobody else up.
It has to be after 11 PM. It has to be after. Talking about that 11 PM. What page should I find on?
What that tells you on how to start the new one, or you ready? Yeah, you can tell like from a.
Number of what this is.
But something, like something, so I can like. Well, then one, I can. What is? Or on the actual. What has been done? The disposition of anyone, what has been done? Was it burned, was it packaged, was it salvaged, technology? Well, yeah. Okay, MO, mode of operation. How did it happen? Where was it? Okay, Nathan, get out your pictures for everybody.
So I'm gonna just go after or 11 PM. So when did they actually?
It doesn't say for sure.
So I would say they said after pretty much. So I think they were out at like 10 AM, 11 PM. So 11 PM.
Yes, those are the real pictures. Yes.
Let's see.
Okay, where? What do we know about how the murder happened? Shotgun, okay.
Shotgun in mind.
Knife.
One venture.
It could have been any single door that we had.
Yes, because why?
All the doors were.
Right, but we do know that one door was left open, right? Back kitchen, or was it? Oh, we'll have to check.
What's the difference between the
58,
back and the rear?
I don't know if it's just my glasses are being off, but I can't.
There's a back door.
I would think so. Does
Your house has
it-
like side door. Right. This is chaos that could be thing. There is no like side. So back is back, rear would be a side.
Okay, and you can specify that, you can write anything you want to specify. But you can just say that out. It's highlighted.
Why is my picture too much?
Yeah, I have not been able to find pictures of the other, not that I put them on search, but they are not a regular archive. Of Nancy and we just have photos of. Okay, and it was, remember how Truman described where they were. It starts his whole sort of village of Local stands on the high plains of western Kansas. It's a lonesome area that other cancers all out there. And it said, what about cluttered residents? It was in the middle of nowhere. Someone had to know specifically how to get there. Yeah. And what one point of security could they have had?
So when you put open space,
Which one? Security? They did have a dog, and oftentimes that is as security. We know about that dog.
It's gum show.
Sure, yeah. So that you take that into consideration.
20.
I know the dog was. There's a lot.
Yeah. What's that? I don't know if it was a deadbolt or not, and who was the only one that ever used it. Nobody in the family, it was only.
Oh, his
Yes, the house. So we can assume since she wasn't there, just the family was there, it was. Okay, hold your breath. I forgot to start. Okay, what was the question?
So for tools and weapons, tool weapons.
right off.
Okay, crime description narrative is what you're gonna be filling out after you really looked at all of.
But
Now they know.
The one
we know
door.
for a fact,
They went to the front door.
they knocked on the door and said they were.
You didn't tell that.
They said that they.
So then, which game? Yeah, but you as a 1959 investigator told them that, right? Okay, and what's that? Which one are you asking about? Point of entry, is it no? For sure.
Just put ground level door, because we know that.
Okay, yeah, you can specify that. That's a good way.
Exactly.
Okay,
What upper level door?
one more minute and then we're gonna switch.
Window. For tool weapons.
What weapons do you know of?
And knife.
And, rope. Yep, they called it sword.
So we part of it.
Yeah,
So he does have these.
yeah, you can specify that. And how would you specify their use?
Shotgun, Bonnie,
Okay,
Nancy can grip.
right, point blank. And what about first? What was different with his throats? Okay, get up and switch to the next crew. And your homicide report will be due at the end of the day tomorrow. The end of the day tomorrow, each of your individual reports. And remember, you are Sheriff Robinson filling this out. Your narrative, telling in detail what happened. Okay. You're on the MO, mode of operation. So how did all that, you guys are not gonna be able to be a very good team if your bags are too. So. Come on over here, you guys over there, there are company chairs, not just over there. Oh, you gotta be a good team. Oh, well, thank you, yeah, that's very good. Where's Ellen?
What are we doing now?
If you would specify how that business, because you're talking about what kind of business. Farm business, yeah, and you could,
There was none. It was used to kill.
okay, so what weapon? Okay, what kind of gun? It's got the crime scene photos.
My eyes are now open.
That guy's quote.
Oh, when you glance here.
Head explodes. That's what they say.
And what do we know about the crime scene? What did both the teacher and Susan say? So you're telling us 17 investigators. What did they use? The shot. And how did they use it? Each one of them shot that. What was special about the? Okay, so you got a shotgun, you got a knife. You've already said that you're all the time. So you got whether it's security,
Deadpool, side dash.
were they all used?
We are.
What do we know about how they lock or don't lock?
Wait, so the point of entry is that,
They don't, like, Mrs. Ellis.
wait, what's the point of entry? The door?
Do we know? Do we know?
Yeah.
We assume there was rope.
Okay, can we assume that? No.
Or would you say arsenal?
We don't know for sure. So we would know.
So the security will also be on.
What did they have for sure that should have done something?
What about
Fence
the,
What?
Lights? They have lights.
Right.
Yeah, I have that, but.
Okay.
They have lights in the house, so you said lights.
Okay.
Because there's some interior lights. Options.
We don't know if they had specific lights on, which would have been a security measure.
They would lock. I'm guessing that door.
And gas.
That's right.
They do have doorknobs. You can see doorknobs in the pictures.
Okay, so for targets and suspect actions, targets where the targets can presumably be where you look tomorrow. What time do we have? Or what is it? 32. Where were the victims found? And what are the rooms do we know he was in? They were suspect actions, what do you know that need a drink on premises? Okay, listen. I think Kenyon, I was huge. He was getting.
Disabled phone.
I thought that.
I mean, isn't that the really weird that that's actually? We did just from
All right, we're on injuries.
What about?
Injuries.
Lots of shotguns. So for
Didn't it seem to look at only 4 shotgun kills?
Well, they shot each one of them.
hey, for evidence.
4 people died.
I think it's
And first, I off.
Did they take
Hey, Hartley.
a purse? And they, it didn't look, oops, the purse didn't look like it had anything gone. Yes.
The injuries, property damage, property.
What is it?
It's a shoe.
So our curb slip.
I don't like.
Okay, and.
Does anyone specify more like,
Yes. Injuries, because the coroner will have to, test one of those parts.
was Drew shot or just lit or shot?
Tim was hard. And where were they shot? Back the head, face, side of the head?
They were shot
In the face. Remember, you're right. Okay, so remember, return back to pages 58 through 66 to complete the details of your homicide report. Did a good job, investigators. Thanks.